President Trump today imposing an extra 25% tariff on India over that country importing oil from Russia. The executive order says the newly announced 25% tariff will stack on top of the 25% tariff the president says kicks in for India Wednesday night. A 50% tariff on India would be among the highest on any trading partner in the world. The only countries as high are Brazil at 50%, Syria at 41%, Myanmar at 40%, and Switzerland, which is set at 39%.
And a local company is closely watching the president's tariffs moves.
TMJ4's chief political reporter Charles Benson visited Diamond Disc International in Milwaukee for a conversation about the tariffs. He joins us live in studio with what he learned there. Charles.
Well, we heard from George, a longtime employee, about the work he does to help construction contractors, and the company's president, Ugo, who's trying to meet his customers' needs with changing tariffs.
So, typical order form.
George Burka helps construction contractors from around the country find what they need as sales manager for Diamond Disc International, a job he's earned during his 15 years with the Milwaukee company.
I like the opportunity, and I like this job because I'm able to help contractors all over the country. You know, a lot of the times they call me with a problem and I provide a solution.
Burka is one of a dozen employees at this small, diverse wholesaler that sells diamond blades, power saws, and safety equipment.
Yeah, great question.
Company president Ugo Wagborocha, a Kamala Harris supporter in 2024, gave Senator Tammy Baldwin a tour of his facility as he navigates costs and uncertainty with President Trump's trade and tariff policies.
We're not sure about that cost of goods sold because of fluctuating tariffs.
At a roundtable conversation with local leaders, Senator Baldwin expressed concern about tariffs creating higher costs for consumers.
This impacts everybody, but especially consumers. We know that these tariff costs can't be swallowed by businesses. They're going to be passed on to the ultimate purchaser.
She's not a fan of across-the-board tariffs, but believes they work for what she calls trade cheat countries like China.
I know that many folks are pegged as anti-tariff when they criticize President Trump's tariffs. I'm not anti-tariff. I think they should be used very surgically for trade cheats.
Trump's tariffs also a focus at Republican Congressman Brian Stiles' recent town hall.
This is a terrible tax that's going to be placed upon the citizens of the United States.
Stiles agrees China needs to be held accountable.
So these trade agreements at the end of the day need to be about lowering the barriers, forcing other countries to also be reciprocal to the United States, and then working with our allies to hold China accountable.
President Trump's tariffs have been country specific, some as low as 10 to 15%, and a couple as high as 50% like Brazil, and as you heard earlier, in India. And in Brazil's case, President Trump has tied that increase to concerns about how the former president there is under house arrest, not a specific trade issue.
So the increased consumer prices that tariffs will bring are just starting to show up now, but they've really started to show up in some polling numbers as well.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to watch this as we approach the midterm elections next year. Right now, in the most recent Marquette Law School poll, 57% said tariffs hurt the economy, 31% say they helped. The biggest opposition coming from Democrats, but more than half of independents believe tariffs will hurt the economy.
Chief political reporter Charles Benson, thank you.